Right, I'm down at Bantham at the moment, beach in South Devon. I've been down here for the last few hours doing a bit of surfing. It's been really nice weather actually, kind of one of the first few nice days we've had at the beginning of the year so far. I'm going to head down to the beach in a minute and see what I can make of it. The only thing with it is the weather's gone quite bad, so it was really nice and sunny earlier, but now it's kind of very overcast. There's a lot of kind of hill fog and mist around. Hopefully when I get down to the beach it'll be clear by the water, but no, I wouldn't hold my breath. And I think this kind of place is somewhere you need a good light to get a good image. Also, one of the other reasons I wanted to get down is because I bought a kind of GoPro copy type thing, which is a Xiaomi Yi, I think, or Y you pronounce it. And I wanted to test it really. I've got a mount for the surfboard. I've got a bit of footage on it. I haven't really managed to get it off the GoPro or the action camera, I'll call it, yet. So I'm going to wait until I get home, get that footage off. But if some of it's come out quite cool, I'll put it up and on this vlog and try and add a bit of a story kind of to it and stuff like that. Try and get a bit of interesting footage, and I'll meet you down at the beach in a minute and get set up, and hopefully we can find some good shots to take. Right, I'm down at the beach now. I actually found something which I quite like. There is a bit of light. You can see how misty it is over the top, really cloudy. It's kind of like it all the way from Burr Island around the headland. But there is a bit of a break. For some reason, there's a bit of a break between Burr Island and this headland, just a bit there, kind of probably where the sun's going to set. So it might work out okay. The reason why I found something I quite like is there's these rocks here in the foreground that the water is kind of hitting and then receding over. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some long exposures. I'm trying to keep a bit of detail in the water, so I'm trying to keep it under 2 seconds. I'm trying to shoot around about 1 second, something like that, just to get a bit of detail, a bit of texture as those white froth kind of runs over the rock. How I kind of shoot these when I do them, I always prefer to get the water as it's receding. For some reason it's just calmer that way. If you get the water when it's coming in, it's quite often rough and choppy. If you get it just as it starts going back out past those rocks, it normally works out nicer. It's a smoother scene with some textures in the water. Looking really nice in the back of the camera. It's exposing it properly today so you can see it. And it's still in the scene. I've still got a bit of this kind of sand in here and a bit of this kind of, I wouldn't really say it's a leading line, but a bit of this kind of line coming into the scene here, a bit of the shape in it. I am zooming in to get rid of most of that line, but I'm just having a bit of it kind of in the frame, just at a bit of an angle. This is the kind of place you want to set up, get your composition right, and just take a lot of shots, because you're not going to know the best one until you've taken probably a good 20-30 shots, get them on the computer and go through them really. I'm shooting with a free-stop hard grad filter. It's a Lee filter to kind of do the exposure for the sky really. So I need to adjust slightly because it's a bit off. That's a bit better. But I'm also using, again like I've done the last few vlogs, I'm using my free-stop soft grad filter pulled all the way down, as you can see here. The soft grad filter is down here while the hard grad stops here. So that soft grad is being used as the whole kind of blocking bit, just to work as an ND filter, just bringing that exposure time up, making it seem a bit darker, a bit more moody, and allowing me to get that kind of shutter speed that I want, around about a second. Just going to kind of run through some shots here, kind of get the best one, like I said before. I'll put it up, hopefully you like it, and then if I get a bit of time, I'll probably try and get the drone in the air and kind of scout out some more compositions. I've probably got a good half an hour of usable light left before the sun sets and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get a very fiery sky, and if we do, it's probably only going to be a thin band along there, so I'm not going to hold my breath. These shots, I mean, they're going to all be slightly different, but what I've got on the camera at the moment is a shot of 1 second at an ISO of 16, sorry, I keep doing this, ISO 50 at f16, and I'm shooting, yeah, around about 40mm really, just I don't want to go too wide. I want to try and make this rock a bit bigger in the image, zoom in to get, not really compression on it as such, but make it more of a focal point in the foreground. Yeah, should work out quite nicely. It's better than I thought, to be honest. I'm quite happy with how it's looking on the back of the camera, so like I say, I'll catch up with you in a minute once I've got the drone in the air and kind of scouted out some more locations. Hopefully a bit more luck, we'll get some more nice images. Right, got some shots over there. They look quite nice actually. I think they're going to come out quite good. The thing that's happened now is the tide's gone further out, so although I do get a good shot every now and then, I'm not really getting that slow receding kind of water going back in. It's kind of just making it and then kind of going to nothing. Here, because it's coming in so far past me, I say and then it doesn't, but most of the time, or sometimes, it comes past me. I get quite a long, slow withdrawal back through it, so it's the same kind of shots really. I've taken it off for timer mode. It's on a 2-second timer no longer, which is what I normally use to get rid of my camera shake. And I'm literally just holding the trigger down, or holding the shutter down, just for a couple of seconds each time it recedes. I'm doing half a second shots at the moment, so not really that long at all. But that's just enough to get some movement in the water, capture the drama, give it a bit of interest with it kind of moving around the rocks and stuff like that. So as the water comes in now, I'm just going to literally hold the shutter down, and it's just going to keep on taking a few shots just as that water recedes past the rocks. Hopefully that's going to come out quite nicely. We did actually see a bit of the sun poking through here earlier. It didn't last long, but it's still good, you know, 20 minutes before sunset, so you never know, it might clear up enough for us to see it again and get a bit of colour in it. I'm just going to work my way around now. There is another photographer around here, so I don't want to go around there too much and get in his way. But I just want to try and get to a few more jagged rocks. These ones are quite smooth. They got a nice bit of colour on them with the green algae, but I want to kind of see if I can get around there, get between some of the cracks in the rocks, some of the gullies and stuff like that, and get a few kind of not such wide open compositions, one that are kind of hemmed in the rocks a bit more and stuff like that. So I'll put these up and I'll catch up with you around the corner. Right, I'm back in the van now, obviously. I tried looking for a bit of a different shot, and I thought I found something for a while which involved having a faster shutter speed to try and catch some of the kind of force in the water as it's hitting the rocks and splashing above them. Some of them, if I got a bit closer into the water, it was kind of going about a metre above them, but it didn't really work that well. It was okay, but they're nothing kind of to write home about. I'll flick one up so you can see what I'm on about, but I was going to kind of end the vlog down there, but it was a bit noisy because the water was just kind of hitting the rocks. It was just a bit too difficult to speak to the camera really, so it's better kind of me doing it here in the van. I just want to say I started off this vlog kind of sat in the van, same place obviously, but kind of less enthusiastic about it, saying that I probably wasn't going to get any amazing shots down there, and I was kind of in two minds whether to bother going really. I was down here anyway, like I said, surfing before, and the sky was nice then. There was quite high wispy clouds in the sky, and they're the kind of ones that you tend to get going red around sunset or sunrise. So I did have hope. When I came back here though, like I said, it was very overcast, misty, a lot of hill fog, and I didn't think it was going to be great at all down there. But it just shows, you know, persevere, don't just give up because you think it's going to be bad. You know, give it a try. You never really know how the shot's going to turn out down there. Now, I did have a really nice shot that I took here probably about 2 years ago when I first got my proper DSLR. The 6D is the first kind of proper camera I've had really, and that was one of the best or the nicest pictures I took that camera for a long time after having it. So I'll put that shot up so you can see it now. That was the kind of thing I was envisioning, getting something like that when I was down here again today, but it didn't really work that time, so, or this time, sorry. But I've got different shots. So different shots, a bit of lack in light, but they've turned out quite nicely instead, and hopefully kind of show the scene off in a different light, different kind of way, different kind of location and composition really. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you've enjoyed it. The B-roll from this is going to be a bit random because it's a bit of me on kind of the surfboard and things like that, but I'm trying to tell a story kind of with the day and the scene that I've been down here with us going surfing before and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll find it interesting, a bit different. Yeah, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Whack a comment in there if you want to. I'm always appreciate getting them and reading through them all. And if you want to see more from me in the future, please subscribe, and I'll catch up with you again on the next one.